Yeah, this is an interesting one because there's been a story this morning that Danny Ings has rejected a new contract at Southampton. I'm told by my sources at St Mary's that isn't necessarily the case. We know there's been a new 4-year deal making him the club's highest paid player. That's been on the table for the best part of a year now. Personal terms and contract length have been agreed for several months, but he still hasn't put pen to paper. Obviously, he's assessing his options. I think there is a desire to go and play for one of the top clubs, a Manchester City, a Manchester United maybe. But at the moment, I can tell you Southampton haven't had a single inquiry this summer for Danny Ings. And they're saying in any case, he will not be leaving us this summer. He's got a year left on his contract. The plan at St Mary's is very much to hold him to that final year and hope there can still be a resolution in contract negotiations.
Do you know what? It's with the injuries he's had, I find it strange if he's only got a year left that he's not signing that contract. I think there can only be two reasons. One is that it's not quite right and it needs a few bits, which doesn't sound right, because if it's the best deal they've ever offered any player in the history, then it's going to be pretty good dough. So it sounds like he's been tapped up. I can't see any other scenario than being tapped up, because why wouldn't you sign it when you've had the injury problems you've had? You're 28 years of age. He's earned okay. He's not been a top earner anyway. I mean, this is the contract that's going to make him. I don't get it unless he's been tapped. I can't see any other way.
Well, there was rumours, wasn't there, Alex, about Manchester City being interested in him, which seems to be...
He's not going to play
quite,
for them.
No, it seemed a bit fanciful,
quite unrealistic.
didn't it?
But I mean, if you look at him, Danny, Alex, they bought him from Liverpool for 18 million quid, didn't they? So he's on a 4-year deal. So currently he sits on their balance sheet at worth about 4 million quid. So realistically speaking, their decision is that for the sake of what we might get for him on a transfer fee, we might as well play hardball and say, this is your contract, or we'll have you for the rest of the year, and see where your opportunities lie, because as we have just discussed, he's had a lot of injuries, a lot of challenges. I mean, is that the sort of sense you get from Southampton when you're talking to them?
Yeah, because I think they know that his goals are the difference really between a possible relegation battle and being comfortable in the Premier League. I would just caveat that though and say, if you look at Danny Ings' career, I think he's only hit 20 or more goals in a season on 2 occasions. The most recently was the season before last, which was really when perhaps he started to believe that some of the big clubs would be interested in him. I think it would be a gamble, given that injury record that Danny's mentioned, for a club like Manchester City or Manchester United to put their faith in Danny Ings. And I'm not sure how those two sets of supporters would react either. Is he a top-class striker? I think he's a very, very good player. Is he a Champions League player? I'm not 100% convinced. And I think Southampton don't necessarily believe that he is either, and that's why they don't think an offer will be forthcoming from one of those two big Manchester clubs, or a Chelsea or a Liverpool, and that's why they're still relatively relaxed about the situation, despite the story that's come out this morning.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Thursday morning, 10 till 1, on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.